Hello and welcome to Giggle Down's scenario number 47 in our quest to play everything in OpenRCT 2. Today's goal is to get 1,250 guests by the end of year 2 with a park rating of 600. So this park is already open, and we have a 4-lane steeplechase ride. And they're charging $50 to get in. I don't think I'd pay $50 to go here. Let's cool it a little bit. Let's go to 20. And then take a look at everything else we have. Like I said, we have 4 steeplechase rides. Technically, they're all connected, and they can share the synchronized departure because every station touches every other station, even if they're offset. And again, each of these, what, $3 and a park entrance fee? All right, cool. Let's check out the slide here. It's kind of a lot of land to take up with an objectively kind of ride. But 50 cents a pop, 5 people allowed on the ride. I think that's the maximum. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's fine. Merry-go-round, 80 cents. 9 rotations seems fine. Ferris wheel, $1, and 2 rotations, probably fine. But to get 1,250 guests in here, we're going to have to build a lot more stuff. And while this does count as 4 separate roller coasters, it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. Let's actually check out the settings for the synchronization on this stuff. Oh, also, this bugs me. The yellow one has a blue path coming out of it? Ah, no. Never mind. We're good. They are correctly synchronized. The maximum waiting time of 60 seconds could be a problem. I'm going to change this. Let's go 10 seconds on all of these. I think that would be a smart choice. Just so we don't have one waiting for all the rest of them. Or all the rest of them waiting for one that has fewer riders in line. Maybe 10 seconds isn't quite enough. I don't know. I could be wrong. I often am. But we haven't lost a challenge yet, and I don't intend for this to be the first one, so I think we're going to be A-okay. That should maybe speed things up just a touch. We have enough horses on this for this to be okay. Let's take a look at what we already have. Got a decent selection of gentle rides. Wow, good selection of roller coasters. Thrill rides are going to need some help, so let's make this maximum funding, turn off everything except thrill rides for the time being. Water rides, splash boats, and boat hire. There is a lake. And I've been told that I am required by law to build a ride that interacts with the lakes. So, I suppose we can build a little boat hire. Just because. It doesn't have to be anything, you know, super incredibly amazing, but it sure would be nice to have something. So, you put that guy in right there, and then at the very end, you build out a little approach thing. The reason for that being, you don't want this to get stuck behind everything. So if I actually do this... Ah, that used to work. Sometimes it would. That's fine. I've got space here to just put a very simple approach. Let's go for the brown tarmac. Actually, let's put this in beforehand. Okay. So, now we have boat hire 1. We can choose between rowing boats or canoes. Canoes have fewer boats. I can do 7 of these, so that's fine. But let's make this slightly more appealing. Black and saturated red. Those are pretty sweet. Free boat hire. Charge a nominal fee of 50 cents and open her up. Of course, no one's going to go on it in the rain because I accidentally clicked on that. Because why would you want to ride a boat in the rain? Now, we do have information kiosks available. We have not built one. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this right here is going to be the best possible location for us to have umbrellas. Now, unfortunately, they're already buying these because I don't really have an option, but now... now they're $5. Come and get it. I love when my mute button works. I hope it did. we don't have really anything else food-wise. So let's take an opportunity in the back corner of the park here to put in a few of these establishments, like a burger bar and a drink stall. And do we even have a bathroom? A restroom. There will be no bathing here. We don't. So, well, let's just put this over here by the slide. Alright, so that's going to get us off to a good start there. I'm going to get a couple more handymen. Oh, we got to stop this guy from mowing the grass. No grass will be mowed. You don't need that. Let's get a second mechanic, and then I believe that's going to put us in a good position. So, otherwise, with the roller coasters, we do have the looping roller coaster, which we both know means it is time for the whoop-de-doos. Just need to find a decent place to stick those. And as long as I can put another one right next to this, I think we're going to be fine. We can level this little hill. Shouldn't be a problem. I just need to be able to connect it to something. And if I can stick this all the way here, that is too high. That's going to interfere. Let's go with this. Whoop-de-doo left, and we'll whoop-de-doo right. I always like seeing these things go off next to each other. Ends up being a pretty fun look. Yeah, we'll just do the very simple queue line here. Connect it all the way across after we get this set up to be correct. And that should get us about where we want to go. We just have to hook it up later. Push this thing down in a direction I did not think it was going to go. Then before I hook that one up, I will get this situated. And there you go. Alright, everything else should be just fine. Since we're charging a fee to enter the park, I'm not going to modify the admission price for... Well, okay, we are charging for the rest of the ride, so $1 I think is probably fine. Alright, now this has to get connected. Because of how this is set up here, it's not going to be super balanced on what goes where, but that's about the best I can do. Put in some benches at the exits of all of these rides if we can. Especially the hard-hitting merry-go-round. You never know when you have to recover from a horse tornado. So, there you go. Check on our trash can situation. I'm noticing a distinct lack of them, so pop in a few on the slopes because that's one of the only things that could be built on there. And I believe we're going to be in good shape. Alright, already looking pretty good. Some nice improvements. Let's get this in triple speed. Get some people on the whoop-de-doos. And start making some more cash. Now, we could raise the entrance price if we really felt like it, but honestly, $50 is way too much. And I think the 20 is a little bit better at this point in time. Look at people are using the boats, and they're not getting stuck. How about that? There's your water ride for you. But the splash boats are really great. As we learned in one of the previous episodes, this double drop design has incredible capacity. Absolutely enormous. So if we're able to, find a location in the park where this can have its own place to shine, that would be fantastic. And I think it's going to have to be somewhere over here. As long as the queue can connect, I think this is going to be okay. This is $3,800. It's going to block our view of the whoop-de-doos, but I believe this is going to be the right call for us here. Maybe we don't need to have the queue line be quite so long. Okay, let's see here. Okay, rotating is probably not the right move. I guess this really is just going to end up being the better option here. Now that would cut off the paths substantially, but that's okay because we can make do with something else. Let's actually go back and turn off the scenery, then build this again. That would be hopefully a little easier. Because I would like to have this, interface as nicely as possible. It's not the most beautiful thing I've ever made, but it should be fine. Now, the deal with these, 16 passengers per boat, and it's going to let us have 10 boats. That's 160 guests. But this is a short enough track that if we're not moving that many people through here, it's going to be a bad time. So let's cool it slightly to 8. Let's roll with that and make this a cool $1 here. And now take this out of triple speed and build ourselves a very simple, but hopefully adequate thing here. So I don't need to have some sort of crazy huge queue for this, especially if it's going to hold 8 boats. You really don't want them to be waiting a super long time to get on the ride. And actually, this might be good enough right here. If not, we can always expand it. No rule saying we can't do that. So that will just come cleanly over here. Turn on our height marks on the paths. That's 50 feet. And this looks like 45. Yeah, okay. So if we have this come over this way, see if I can get this to go straight out. There we go. Alright, I can work with that. And these are spacing out about as evenly as they can, although there's nobody in there. This will hold a lot of guests. Not quite 160, because I didn't put all 10 of them in there. But as the population grows, then we'll be able to take care of stuff. Guests are complaining about the length of queues. Which queues are they complaining about? Because these are all kind of short. Except this one. 62 people versus 14. These are so uneven. What? 63 people here versus 17. What's the queue time? 9 minutes. Well, there's not a lot I can do about that, just based on how these are routed. This goes all the way here, this goes all the way here. And I get that they want to have them next to each other, but, this ain't it, Chief. That's, it's less than desirable, so let's give them the power of brain rot, which I think I can attach. There we go. Okay, good. Can only be built on a queue. So, 1999, they didn't have TikTok Reels or Instagram, or I'm not even on any of that stuff. But if it can satiate the kids, it can satiate these people. If that doesn't help them, then I guess we could maybe deploy some guy in a costume, but we'll see if that helps at all. How are we looking here? 21 people on a ride. 2 people in the queue. Let's speed this up, because the guests will eventually make their way over here. Okay, slowly increasing. Launch freefall is a good sign. Oh, and also if you have too many boats, then the people who come back before the other ones are loaded have to wait, and then that's how you get the I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride type stuff. Launched freefall, you already know. You already know, because we do it every time. But the venerable escape hatch is added again. I guess I should probably flip this. So we have, yeah, there we go. And where is going to be the best place for this to get popped? Maybe. I'll save that for a flat ride that's actually flat. Yeah, back here in the corner is probably one of the better places we could put this, but this is not going to want to connect very nicely. Maybe the spiral slide should just move somewhere else. I don't want to deal with it, so we'll just let's build ourselves a queue over here and move on from there. Doesn't have to be super long. And it's ugly, but it works. Since we're charging for everything now, put $1 on that and call it a day. Exit, as always. Trash can, as always. And then this is going to need... Yeah, see these guys sitting here just, vibrating along. I don't know about that one. But this will get more popular as time goes by. Yes, I have seen the go-karts. Yes, we will build something with the go-karts. You don't need to worry. I could never forsake the go-karts. So this would be a good opportunity for us to have just a simple queue. And there we go, right next to the entrance. Put this in intense mode, and away we go. Like everything, $1. I may end up lowering the... Oh, that's not the entrance. I may end up lowering the entrance fee after some point in time, but we will see what happens. The big issue is going to be getting people to want to ride the double drop to the point where everything advances quickly enough so these people don't sit here at the end of the ride. That's disorienting. Not going on it while it's raining, but nobody's saying they want to get off, so I guess we can consider that to be a victory. In some small way. Already at 630 guests, our goal, remember, is 1,250, so I would say we're doing quite well. And this is broken down because why? Safety cutout. Oh, that needs to be set to every 10 minutes. All of these need to be set to every 10 minutes. Although I'm not sure... Okay, that one is. I'm not sure what kind of horrible accidents could occur on a steeplechase ride, but some of these other coasters, if you don't inspect them often enough, will have station brake failures, which predictably cause horrific accidents where people die. And I'd like to avoid that, if at all possible. Alright, go-kart time. You already know. Where can I stick a go-kart? I think this would be fine right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just give it a nice... Look at this. Look at this. We can make the little whoop-de-doos right here. Yeah, I don't think we need to go all the way into the corner in case we want to use this for something else later, but giving ourselves a nice, not super long, but decent go-kart track is always a smart choice. That one can be a little bit lower. That'll be fine there. Then I guess this can come up here, 25. And then this will go, you know, just out and back. Cool 2 laps should make that nice and easy. And then that right there will give us not too long. 9 cars. Seems good. People will pay any amount of money to ride the go-karts, so away we go with $2. And then I will just have to give us a cue here. And there you go. So that should be pretty profitable almost immediately. Yeah, we still have people waiting here, so once there's more than, 800 or 900 guests in the park, I think it's going to go pretty quickly. Shouldn't be a problem. The boats are doing boat things. Roto Drop, another good ride. So let's find a spot for this guy here. So that's going to have problems with our... well, maybe... You know what? Maybe this is actually fine to stick this right here. Yeah, I'll do that. This should be enough. Yeah, just get this not there. Give this a very simple... Ah, yes, my favorite song. Merry-go-round 1 in the way. Alright, well, Roto Drop only holds 16 people to begin with, so not that big of a deal. But I will need to relocate the entrance and the exit for this. So if I move the entrance around to that side, then I'm going to have the opportunity to get this footpath in a slightly better location. That's not the right footpath. What am I doing? There we go. So if that comes out that way, then that is going to be a much, much easier thing to handle. Down we go. Open. There we go. And as a little bit of interest between these two things. Love to see it. Yeah, so see here's the problem if you don't have a whole lot of people waiting to go on this. We'll see what happens. Got another thrill ride coming. We already built these 2 coasters. We got that guy. We got that guy. There's honestly not a ton of space for additional roller coasters. without just building over everything, but I think if we have a wooden wild mouse... Oh, we don't have the spinning one, though. We do have regular wooden... No, we do. I can't read. Okay. You already know. How many times am I going to say you already know? Well, it's going to happen until you admit that you knew. We're going to build this thing. It is, you know, maybe not like the best design ever, but at this point it's tradition, and that is going to be our favorite thing to do here. I guess... so that's not going to work. What's going to be the best way to get around this? I guess I'm going to have to do one of these numbers here where we just go straight the way over. Let's come out here. I think that's the same height, and it is. Okay. Alright. Give her $1. And now we have access to a little bit of space over here as well. I see lots of vomit and stuff on the ground. Let's hire a couple more handymen. Get that up to 5. Let this run at triple speed for a little bit. Maybe catch a zoom out. Yeah, see, these guys waiting here on this ride are going to be pretty upset pretty quickly if they are not able to get off. So we may want to reduce this to 6 boats instead of 8. That would probably help a lot. But as soon as they reach the station, even if the boat's not at the very end of it, they will be allowed to disembark. And I guess it's fine. Probably don't really need to worry about it that much. Alright. Motion simulator, huh? Well, that's how you know we're getting close to the end of the queue. When they start busting out the motion simulator like it's some sort of a, you know, just super amazing piece of technology. Alright, so which one are we going to subject them to this time? Avenging Aviators or Thrill Riders? Let's go for Thrill Riders. We'll make it free, because why not? And in order to make this a little bit more palatable, I'm going to put in a second one that will be left on Avenging Aviators. And we'll just get this connected. I'd rather it not connect to that exit, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. What if I do that now? No, see, some sort of programming rule, right-hand rule or whatever. I guess that's just how it is. Look at all this barf everywhere. Alright, now I'm going to have to do this quick. I'm going to have to do this quick. There we go. I can't pause the game on this. I just have to make sure they don't run out. Okay. There is a lot of barf. The correct thing to do is probably assign handyman to zones, but instead I'm just going to, you know, throw more money at it because that's how everybody solves problems. 5 mechanics, 10 handymen should help take care of this. And a couple of benches may or may not do something, but that's how that would be handled most likely in real life anyhow. So, another bathroom, still free. Look at us, we're rocking and rolling. We're up to 939 guests and not even the end of year 1. This might be a quick one, folks. I guess we will just have to wait and see. Swinging inverter ship. There's probably not that many more. Probably not that many more thrill rides left. But we'll see that one all the way through to the end. See, now people aren't waiting in the queue for steeplechase. Not paying that much to go on steeplechase. Okay. Steeplechase. Steeplechase. Let's lower the prices on all of these from $3 to $1. They are maybe getting old. No, built this year. Because sometimes when guests don't want to ride something, they think it's too much money. It's because the ride is too old or it's lost popularity. But honestly, we're making so much money now, we don't have to have everything priced crazy. And, you know, they paid to get into the park too, so that'll do something. And maybe they just don't want to ride it anymore. Who knows? But things seem to be going pretty well. Double drop broke down. That is bad news, because now all these guys are going to be piled up here. Mechanics already on the case. Shouldn't be a problem. Swing inverter ship. Still have a couple more. That's fine there. I guess that got fixed. And it's raining again. Well, we got 82 people on the ride. How about that? Well, not anymore, but... Told you these are good for crowd control. Already up over 1,000. Are we going to beat this in year 1? I just can't imagine that being... Really? This is in one of the... This is one of the expert parks. How is this, How is this so easy? Maybe that's famous last words, but... Another thrill ride. Let me know what this is. I am very curious. 3D cinema. Okay, that has to be the last one. Absolutely must be the last one. Oh, merry-go-round broke down. Life goes on. Maybe we should build a fun wooden roller coaster somewhere. So this isn't a bad design. I think we built this one before. But I think it requires a lot of space that we might not have here. Especially because of the support height. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. If I turn it this... Oh, hey, okay. There might actually be a couple spots where this will work. But that is kind of insane looking. See, that does in that exact spot work, but it's kind of expensive. They're complaining about queue lengths again, so I guess that means the horse rides are getting backed up. It's not going to fit over here, is it, if I rotate? Yeah, see, that just doesn't seem good. Alright, let's maybe take a look at a different one. This one is kind of intense. This one's huge. Don't want that. That doesn't look horrible, but it is 13 grand. I don't really have that. I like the idea of the loop on the wooden coaster. I think that's hilarious. I know there's only a couple of them that have that. Okay, this one is a little bit too intense for the excitement rating. I can't remember if this is the one that has non-banked turns at the very end, and if that's something that can, you know, actually get fixed. Yeah, like looking at this, it's got that S-bend. I guess it is banked, but the S-bend is probably not helping matters. So that would be, like, it's cheap. Like, if we had space for it, I could probably do some modifications to make it slightly less terrible. But it really does come down to what kind of space do we have and what are we trying to do with it. So if I turn this way, you know, this actually doesn't look horrible. This might be a good idea. I think I'm going to do it. Let's take this up at triple speed. Alright, so this is banked, but this S-curve here at high speed is not helping matters. That's banked. This I don't think you can bank, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to remove that, and then I think there's going to be a way for me to just have this be entirely banked curves instead of that S-curve. But I've got to give it a little bit more space here, and I don't know if it's going to like that. So let's, instead of that, turn that way. Yeah, I'm going to make this a much broader curve till we get to here. And then I'm going to have this go like that. And then I should... Okay, so that is not quite enough. We'll need to have a single. And then that's going to have to go there. This may end up being actually worse. But we will give it a shot. I may also be able to put a brake somewhere in here. But let's do this. Let's put entrance here. Exit here should be okay. Let's run a test train and see what our metrics are looking like here. I'm going to be looking for lateral G's. Seems like that would be the right way to go about this. So it's not going to be anything super crazy until we get maybe to about here and then over in here. But this is looking fine. That's 1G. Oh, that jumps all the way up to almost to 3 getting around this corner. That is I don't really know that there's any way to really fix that. But it does make it through the loop. This actually isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, well, it's probably better. We'll take a look at our test results. Remember, the excitement rating on this was 5.5 and the intensity was almost 10. It was like 9 point... Okay, so it's about the same. It's about the same, and this is the problem right here, is going around this corner. See, you can't really bank going up the hill here. And I don't know how many people are going to want to ride this at a 9.6 intensity rating. Well, we got time to burn, so I'm going to try, first of all, to see what kind of piece this was. Yeah, that's completely flat. You're not going to have that. See, this here, if we really want to be smart about it, needs to be banked. See, that right there is fine. If I bank this, I can't go up, but that's probably not that big of a deal unless I were... yeah, see, that's not gonna cut the mustard. Let's cut our supports out here, so I can actually see... Okay, that doesn't really help. See, with that there, if I bank this little half thing here, that's going to make it a lot more tolerable. I think the speed here is probably still fine as long as it catches the thing here at 90 feet. I don't know that it will. Maybe because it started at 100 it should be okay. But the hard thing now is going to be getting this back up to that level, and there's no way to increase the height without, well, increasing the height. So, I want to say that still lines up. It's going to scrub a little bit of speed through here, and I am going to have to just trust that... Oh, that doesn't even line up at all. Is it one block too far? Or is it not far enough? Isometric view defeats me every single time. So if I click on this... Okay, that would explain a lot. Okay. So one of these, there is like an upward helix type thing. I want to say that might only be on the steel coaster. Well, regardless, I can have this just kind of go up just a little bit. And then I can have this come back around this way and then go up that way. We can add a lift hill if we absolutely have to. But the idea here being that this is a little bit more appropriate for what we are trying to do. And I need to be able to cross this. So I guess that's fine if that goes... Okay. What is in the way of that? Is that the... Okay. Man, isometric view. Come on, man. Come on. Get it together. Get it together, bud. This here... I think... If that's at 90... I wish I could go... Wish I could go down. Let's try this. I know at this point I'm just kind of wasting time. See, that is still a lift hill. That is not going to fit. That's not going to fit. I need it to go... Oh, that's... Okay. This is what happens when I get rid of supports. It helps me, or doesn't help me, rather. So there is a reason... There is a reason that was set up like that. So now this is... Okay, that's going the wrong way. So that's actually correct right there. This might actually be worse than what we had been doing, so... you know the drill. Do as I say, not as I do. Let's... Oh, I might have ruined this. Let's give it a shot. Check on our lateral G's here, because remember, that's what we were trying to fix. And if I have the lift hill on some of this, there's no possible chance it can crash, because it's just going to pick it up every time no matter what. So the very bottom of this hill being banked should help us out tremendously. Lateral G's wise, okay, we're looking okay. Goes up to 1G, -1. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. That also could have killed all the excitement, but the intensity rating is definitely going to go down. Yep, still have the speed to go through that. Park with the best roller coasters. Okay. Thanks. Alright, I am so curious to see how this rates. Remember, we were at 5.5 and 9.6. Okay, I'll take it. Almost 6 on the excitement and intensity down to 7.1. That is going to be tremendously helpful. Let's give this the red cue, because it is red roller coaster. Ah, yes, steeplechase 4 in the way. So I think now what we're going to have to do is just lower our land. Yeah, just to give this a fighting chance here. This might not be enough space for us to get this down, and it is not. Not even close. Okay, well, we'll do the old accessibility thing here, and that should work out just fine. All right, let's see what people think about this. Put it on triple speed. Give it a couple of those things there. All right, so we should see first train that isn't completely full. Come on down. Water feature with the photos. Through the loop. Around the turn. Banked so nobody's necks get broken. And at the station. And they're jumping for joy. How about that? We fixed a ride. We kind of rebuilt part of a coaster. Alright, cool. I'm probably going to save this design because we're going to want to use that in the future. But that is looking pretty good. Alright, we're already at almost 1,200 guests. It's April of year 2. I paid the loan back. Okay. We did get log flume, though. Let's just do shops and stalls. Give people some ability to spend money. Who wants hot dogs? It's like going to Costco. Get yourself a hot dog. And ice cream. That's another good thing to have. I got cash. Logger's Revenge we built last time. Some of these look kind of fun. But I need to have a place to put them, first of all. See, that's not going to work there. I guess we need to hire some more handymen. Is this going to fit over here anywhere? I fear the answer is no. It doesn't seem like it's going to. So I don't want to hide this. This looks cool. But I don't think the log flume is going to cooperate because very, very stingy on the support height limits. Logger's Revenge is kind of compact though, so maybe it'll... it's not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but it could possibly. Okay, so that's 4172 and that's 4094. As long as I can get a path to the other side, I think that's going to work. Now, remember the fun we had with this last time, where I added a whole bunch of boats and then it was way too many boats. 20 boats, probably way overkill. But if we can get a steady supply of guests in, then I think it's going to work out just fine. So this has to go up and over, lest I have to hear my favorite song yet again. See, this is where this is going to get to be challenging. I connect that there. Then this has to go over this way. Let's just bring this all the way over here. And that connects there. Alright, come one, come all, Logger's Revenge. We'll put this on turbo mode. See how long this takes. But 20 boats might be too much, because this is already too much, but if we get more people in here, it should be okay. Yeah, I think we're going to be just fine. So we're already up over at the the goal for this scenario. Park rating has been high for a while. Why was this a challenging park? This was like one of the easier ones we've done. Or I feel like that at least. Even modified a coaster a little bit. Then built a couple of other things. Alright, so I guess this is really popular. 40 people in line. Meanwhile, at Double Drop there's like 5. But there's 100 people on the ride. And here there's 76 people on the ride, which means it's almost completely full. And this last boat that does not have anyone in it is about to pull into the station. Yeah, you know what, folks? I'm pretty comfortable saying this is going to be it. A little bit of a quick jaunt compared to maybe what we had been expecting, but barring some sort of calamity, I'm just gonna time lapse the rest of this, and we'll get you on out of here just a little bit earlier on this fine Sunday afternoon. Or Saturday evening, if you're a beard booster. Speaking of, by the way, those people supporting the channel do make it genuinely possible to keep doing these videos and not just chasing the algorithm with the beavers every single day. And I really do love playing this game, and those of you who do watch these videos seem to like it as well. So I want to keep it going as long as possible and play every single scenario. And of course, those people do make it so that that will be a thing we can continue doing for a very long time. We are almost to the end of Corkscrew Follies, Loopy Landscapes, of course, after that, with a whole bunch of easier parks. But that is probably not going to get there for another month, so maybe beginning of October we might start the Loopy Landscape stuff. We'll see what happens. We still have 4 or 5 to get to in Corkscrew Follies, and some of those are some really, really interesting parks. But I really do appreciate you watching these, and all we have left to do now is wait for the opportunity to put our name on the list, and that's going to be all she wrote. Well, this is an interesting event. It seems Steeplechase 3 has crashed, so say goodbye to the time-lapse, I guess. That's going to tank the park rating, and it's going to tell us people have died. I probably missed it because it was in turbo mode. Yeah, 2 people died. Unfortunate. So what happened here? It's probably station brakes failure, I would have to guess. 4 is not... So, yeah, what the heck happened here? I'm really confused as to how this might have happened. But, at any rate, if I remove the entire station platform and rebuild it, then I think everything might be okay. I don't know, entrance here. Exit was, oh, I guess right here. So, yeah, that happened, I guess. Are people going to say they're not going to go on it because it's not safe? Yep, it's not safe. Yeah, well, you know what? You got to get back on the horse. Come on. Don't worry about it. Just don't ask questions. Well, it doesn't seem to have really hurt the park rating very much. It just had that really sharp dip to 900. And it's already on the way all the way back up. So, it's the way it goes. That's showbiz, baby. But yeah, now it's actually time to end this scenario. With 1,500 guests and 20 grand in the bank. How about that? And only 1 fatal accident. Anyway, there you go. Company value of $293,031. In the list we go, and off you go. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.